Chapter 1. The ring on the table. Vanessa placed the engagement ring beside my coffee cup before I understood what she was doing. "What is this?" I asked. She folded her arms. "I am ending it." My fingers froze around the cup. "Our engagement party is tonight." "I know." "Then why are you talking like this is a business meeting?" "Because every emotional conversation with you goes nowhere, Ethan." I stared at the ring. Yesterday, she had complained that the diamond looked small. That morning, I had planned to surprise her with the venue she always wanted. "Did I do something?" I asked. "You did nothing. That is the problem. I do plenty. You repair old furniture, cook dinner, and tell me everything will work out. You earn barely enough to cover this apartment. I pay my share. You count coins before buying groceries. I live carefully. You live like a man who has accepted failure." The insult landed harder than I expected. "Is that what you think of me?" She looked away. "I think you are kind." "That sounds like a goodbye. Kindness does not build a future. Neither does cruelty." Her eyes narrowed. "Do not make me the villain because I finally chose myself." "Who is he?" She hesitated. I felt my stomach tighten. "There is someone else. Adrian Vale." The name filled the kitchen. Everyone knew Adrian Vale, founder of Vale Dynamics, billionaire investor, magazine cover favorite. "You are leaving me for Adrian Vale?" "He sees my potential." "How long?" 3 weeks. We were choosing wedding invitations 3 weeks ago. I was trying to convince myself. "Did you sleep with him?" "No." "Did you kiss him?" She said nothing. I pushed my chair back. "Answer me." "Yes." My chest burned. "In our home?" "No." "That is your defense." "I did not come here to argue. You came here to tell me I was replaced. I came here to be honest. Honesty would have happened before you kissed him." She grabbed her handbag. "This is exactly why I waited. You turn everything into suffering. You betrayed me, Vanessa. Suffering came with it. You want the truth? Fine. I was tired of introducing you as my fiancée and watching people ask what you did. I was tired of pretending your little repair jobs were a career. My work mattered when it paid your rent last winter. And I thanked you. You promised we were building something. We were standing still. My quiet life was a choice." She laughed once, cold and sharp. "That is what useless men say when they have no options." For one violent second, I wanted to tell her everything. I wanted to say my name controlled companies Adrian begged to partner with. I wanted to show her the private phone hidden behind the flower tin. Instead, I asked, "If I had money, would you stay?" She lifted her chin. "You do not." "That was not my question." "It does not matter." "It matters to me." She moved toward the door. "Do not come to the party venue. I already canceled it." "You canceled our engagement party before ending our engagement?" I needed to be sure. "You were sure enough to kiss him." Her hand tightened on the handle. "Was any of it real?" I asked. She paused. "Some of it." Then she left. I sat there until Clara entered with flowers. "Where is Vanessa?" she asked. I pointed at the ring. "Oh, Ethan, please do not pity me." Clara placed the flowers down. "Then I will sit with you." I should chase her. "Do you want her back? Or do you want the pain to stop?" I could not answer. That night, my hidden phone rang. I answered quietly. "Maya." "Chairman Cole," she said. "Mr. Vale needs your approval." I closed my eyes. What does he want? Approval for the Northbridge acquisition. Victor says it cannot wait. My gaze returned to the ring, a promise that had died. Has Adrian signed anything? Not yet. Then he waits. Maya became silent. "Sir, are you all right?" "No." "Should I come over?" I curled my hand around the ring. "No. Send me every file connected to Adrian Vale. Tonight, I stop hiding from this." Chapter 2. The File She Stole. I returned to the Reed house the next afternoon because Vanessa had packed my remaining clothes before I could collect them myself. Daniel opened the door and looked me over. "You wore that suit again?" "It is clean. It is cheap. I came for my things, not your approval." He stepped aside. "Your things are in the hall." Vanessa has no reason to keep reminders of bad judgment. I saw 2 boxes beside the stairs. "You seemed pleased with her judgment when I paid the mortgage payment you missed." His smile disappeared. "Do not speak about my finances." "Then do not speak about mine." Vanessa entered wearing a cream dress I had never seen. Sophie followed her, but kept her eyes lowered. Vanessa held up a gold invitation. "Adrian invited me to the Vale Foundation Gala." I did not ask. You should look. This is what success opens. I read the printed date. You were attending as his guest. Yes. Does he know you were engaged yesterday? Her mouth tightened. He knows our relationship was already over. That was news to me. Daniel laughed. Stop embarrassing yourself. My daughter finally found a man worthy of her. I hope worth means more to him than money. It usually means having some. Sophie whispered, Dad, please. Daniel turned on her. Stay out of this. I lifted one box. Vanessa blocked the second. There's something missing, she said. My dignity? Your key. I placed the apartment key in her palm. The lease is in my name. I will collect my things tonight. You already collected the most valuable thing you wanted. She flinched. What is that supposed to mean? You tell me. I lifted the second box and walked out. Near the gate, Sophie hurried after me. You dropped this, she said loudly. She pushed a folded note beneath my hand. Her fingers shook. I waited until I reached my car before opening it. Meet me at the old library at 6. Please do not call Vanessa. At 6, Sophie sat in the darkest corner of the library cafe. Thank you for coming, she said. What happened? I saw Vanessa take a file from your study. What file? A blue folder with Halcyon Holdings printed inside. My heartbeat changed. When? 2 weeks ago. Why did you stay silent? She said it belonged to Adrian. She said you stole it from someone you used to work for. I have never worked for Halcyon. I know that now. Ow! I heard her tell Dad she gave it to Mr. Vale so he would trust her. I leaned closer. Did Adrian ask for it? I do not know. What was written on the cover? Northbridge Acquisition. Confidential. The cafe noise seemed to fade. Northbridge employed over 4,000 people. False information could destroy pensions, contracts, and entire families. Sophie, did anyone tell Vanessa where to find it? She mentioned a man named Victor. Victor Sloan. Her face went pale. Yes. Did he visit your house? Twice. Dad said he was helping save the company. Why are you telling me? Because Vanessa called you useless, but she looked afraid after taking that file. My family is lying about something. I called Liam from the parking lot. You should report the theft now, he said after hearing everything. Not until we know who prepared the file. Ethan, heartbreak is making you reckless. Thousands of jobs are attached to Northbridge, and someone used your home to move stolen material. I need the original. I can pull the document history, but promise me you will not confront Victor alone. I promise nothing. Then remember, I am your lawyer, not your cleaner. An hour later, Liam opened the digital copy on his laptop. There, he said. Hidden watermark. I leaned toward the screen. A code appeared beneath the financial tables. What does it identify? The executive account that created this version. Whose account? Liam looked at me. Victor Sloan's. I stared at the code. The file had never been mine. Victor had placed it in my study for Vanessa to steal. Why use her? I asked. She wanted Adrian and trusted Victor, Liam replied. So, I was the bridge. You were the target. My phone buzzed. Vanessa wrote, the gala may change my life. Stay away. I showed Liam. She has no idea what she carries, he said. Neither does Adrian. What will you do? Learn how Victor entered my home. Then ensure no innocent worker pays for Vanessa's ambition. Chapter 3. The Life I Never Showed Her. Maya met me before sunrise at the private entrance beneath Halcyon Tower. She took one look at my face and pressed the elevator button harder than necessary. I should have Vanessa removed from every guest list we control. No, she stole confidential material, insulted you, and ran toward a man whose company survives because of us. She does not know that. That does not improve her character. The elevator opened into the executive floor. Employees rose as I passed. Good morning, Chairman Cole. Morning. I had avoided that title outside these walls for 3 years. After my father died, cameras followed me everywhere. Reporters turned my grief into market news. I disappeared from public events, appointed visible executives, and built a life where no one bowed. Vanessa had entered that life without knowing my surname could move stock prices. Liam waited in my office. You look terrible, he said. I feel worse. Maya placed coffee before me. He still refuses to expose her. I refuse to act before we understand Victor's plan. Liam leaned against my desk. That answer sounds responsible, but it is also convenient. What does that mean? You wanted Vanessa to love Ethan the furniture repairman, not Ethan Cole the chairman. I wanted something real. You wanted proof. Is that wrong? You asked her for complete trust while giving her half the truth. His words struck the place Vanessa had already wounded. She betrayed me. I said, yes. She kissed Adrian and stole a file. Yes. Then why are you defending her? I am not. I'm telling you that two people can damage the same relationship in different ways. Maya crossed her arms. This is not the morning for philosophy. It is exactly the morning, Liam replied. He could ruin her with one call. He needs to know whether he wants justice or relief. The office doors opened, and Olivia Hart entered carrying a tablet. Northbridge is worse than we believed, she said. I motioned toward the table. Show me. She displayed 2 sets of numbers. The public file says Northbridge has rising revenue and manageable debt. The internal records show declining orders, unpaid taxes, and a pension gap. How large? 280 million. Maya swore under her breath. Olivia continued. Vale Dynamics is preparing to purchase Northbridge using Victor's false projections. Adrian's board expects Halcyon to finance the deal. And when Northbridge collapses? I asked. Adrian loses control of Vale Dynamics. Halcyon absorbs the debt. Victor's private fund buys the damaged assets cheaply. Liam looked at me. He is attacking both of you. Why use Vanessa? To make the document appear independent, Olivia said. If Adrian believes she stole it from you, Victor can claim the numbers came from the chairman's private review. Maya tapped the table. We stopped the deal today. We could, I said. Could. If we cancel without proof, Victor destroys the records and blames Adrian. Northbridge workers still lose everything. Olivia nodded. We need his payment trail. The gala, I said. Victor expects the announcement there. Liam frowned. You plan to wait? I plan to let him believe he is winning. And Vanessa? My throat tightened. She made her choice. Maya turned her tablet toward me. Then you need to see when she made it. Security footage filled the screen. Vanessa stood in the lobby of a Halcyon-owned hotel. Victor approached, handed her a key card, and pointed toward the elevators. The date appeared below the image. For weeks before our breakup. She told me she met Adrian 3 weeks ago. I said. Maya changed the angle. Vanessa entered a private meeting room with Victor. Daniel followed minutes later. Liam spoke quietly. This began before Adrian. I watched Vanessa accept a blue folder from Victor. My hands became cold. She did not find the file in my study, I said. Olivia paused the image. No, Victor gave it to her. Then why place another copy in my home? To create evidence against you if the plan failed. Maya looked at me. Vanessa was never only leaving you. I stared at the frozen image of the woman I had planned to marry. She had been helping Victor build a trap around me. Get me into Adrian's meeting, I said. As chairman, Maya asked. As a consultant, Liam sighed. Hiding, until Victor shows his hand. Adrian may recognize you, Olivia warned. Let him wonder. I looked at Vanessa's image. I want her to explain that file, while believing I cannot challenge her. Chapter 4. The Billionaire was not my enemy. The strategy meeting took place in a glass room overlooking the river. I entered beside Maya, carrying a plain notebook. My gray jacket was the same one Vanessa once called suitable for a bus driver. Victor noticed me first. What is he doing here? Maya answered. Mr. Cole is advising us on Northbridge operations. Vanessa turned to her chair. You followed me? I was invited. By whom? Someone who values my work. Victor laughed. We are discussing a billion-dollar acquisition, not broken chairs. A man at the far end of the table closed the report before him. Adrian Vale looked younger than his photographs, but his eyes were steady. Mr. Sloan, he said, insulting a consultant does not improve your numbers. Victor's smile weakened. Of course. Adrian looked at me. Ethan Cole. Yes. Have we met? Not formally. His gaze stayed on my face for another second. Sit. Vanessa leaned toward him. Adrian, he is my former fiancé. I gather that. He may be here to cause trouble. Then facts will expose him. I sat across from her. She looked at my clothes, then at Adrian's watch, as though comparing prices. Victor opened the presentation. Northbridge gives Vale Dynamics immediate access to 3 markets. Revenue has grown 18%. Adrian tapped the report. According to whom? The seller's audit. That audit isn't signed. It will be certified after approval. So you want approval before certification? Victor spread his hands. Speed creates opportunity. It also creates mistakes. Vanessa touched Adrian's sleeve. The private proposal confirms the numbers. Adrian turned toward her. Where did you get that proposal? She glanced at me. Ethan had it. Ow! He took it from a company he worked for. I felt something tear inside me. She knew I had never claimed to work for Halcyon. The lie came easily because destroying my reputation made her theft look noble. Adrian asked, which company? Vanessa hesitated. A consulting firm connected to Halcyon. What was its name? I do not remember. Victor interrupted. The source is less important than the information. The source determines whether the information is trustworthy, Adrian replied. Vanessa's voice sharpened. I risked a lot bringing it to you. Did I ask you to steal it? No, but I wanted to prove I supported you. By committing theft. She pulled her hand away. You said loyalty matters. Loyalty without judgment becomes danger. I lowered my eyes so she would not see the brief satisfaction in them. Victor changed the screen. We are losing focus. Chairman Cole's office has already reviewed the structure. Maya asked, who told you that? My contacts. Name one. Victor stared at her. I do not reveal confidential sources. Adrian pushed the report away. Then I will not sign. Vanessa went pale. Adrian, you cannot delay because of him. She pointed at me as though I were dirt on the carpet. I am delaying because the pension liability is missing, Adrian said. Victor stiffened. There is no significant liability. I opened my notebook. The employee plan has been underfunded for 4 years. Every face turned toward me. Victor snapped. You have no access to that information. I reviewed public labor filings. Adrian's eyes narrowed with interest. How large is the gap? The public estimate is at least 100 million. The real number may be higher. It is speculation, Victor said. Then an independent audit will prove me wrong. Silence settled over the room. Adrian closed his folder. No announcement until the audit. Victor stood. You are letting a repairman sabotage months of work. I am letting an unanswered question prevent an expensive failure. Vanessa faced me. Are you enjoying this? No. You cannot stand seeing me move forward. I cannot stand watching people lose their pensions. You always pretend your failures are principles. Before I could answer, Adrian said, Enough. She looked shocked. You are defending him? I am defending this meeting from becoming personal. Victor gathered his papers. The gala remains scheduled. I expect the chairman will settle this before then. Adrian glanced at Maya. Will Chairman Cole attend? That depends on a schedule, she replied. Vanessa laughed. Maybe Ethan can serve the drinks while you wait. Victor smiled. No one else did. I rose and placed my notebook under my arm. Adrian followed me into the corridor. Mr. Cole, he called. I stopped. He looked at the old silver crest on my notebook, the crest my father had once used on private board documents. Where did you get that? He asked. It belonged to my father. His expression changed. Marcus Cole, he said quietly. I met his gaze, but gave him nothing. Maya opened the elevator. As the doors closed, Adrian continued staring at me like a man who had just recognized a face everyone else had forgotten. Chapter 5. My Father's Last Warning. Clara waited in my apartment with a wooden box on her lap. You found it, I said. I kept it because grief made you throw away anything connected to responsibility. I sat beside her. That sounds like me. It was you. She opened the box. My father's silver watch rested beside a sealed envelope. The leather strap was worn where it had touched his wrist. He wrote this before his final trip, Clara said. Why did you wait 3 years? He asked me to give it to you when power and pain arrived together. That is strangely specific. Your father knew both well. I broke the seal. Ethan, power will offer you the quickest answer when you are hurt. Quick answers often become lifelong shame. Protect people first. Punish only with truth. Never become the man you are fighting. My voice failed on the final line. Clara touched my shoulder. What are you planning? To expose Victor. And Vanessa? I do not know. That means part of you wants to hurt her. She called me useless. She stole from me. She lied about me. Yes. You sound like Liam. Then Liam is handsome and wise. I almost smiled. Clara fastened the watch around my wrist. Justice can be firm without becoming cruel. The door buzzer interrupted us. Sophie stood outside, clutching her phone. I recorded something, she said after entering. I should have brought it sooner. I pressed play. Daniel's voice filled the room. You will keep Adrian interested until the deal closes. Vanessa answered, I left Ethan. What more do you want? Victor owns our debt. If this fails, we lose the company and the house. I never agreed to steal. You already took the file. Because Victor said Ethan was hiding it for money. Then believe him. What if Adrian learns I was engaged? Make Ethan look jealous. Rich men forgive drama when a woman is useful. The recording ended. Sophie wiped her eyes. Dad has never sounded like that before. Clara pulled her into an embrace. I stared at the watch. For one weak moment, I saw Vanessa as trapped rather than cruel. She was afraid, I said. Sophie nodded quickly. She loved you once. I know she did. My phone rang. Olivia's name appeared. Tell me, I said. We confirmed how the file moved, she replied. Vanessa uploaded it through a private portal. Victor could have forced her. There is more. The authorization carried your digital signature. I stood. That is impossible. She forged it from a rental agreement. The fragile excuse I had built for Vanessa collapsed. Send a proof to Liam. I already did. Sophie watched my face. What happened? She used my signature. Her shoulders fell. I'm sorry. So am I. That evening, I dressed for the gala in a simple black suit. Clara adjusted my collar. You could wear something grander, she said. I spent 3 years proving clothes did not define me. And tonight, I proved power does not define me either. At the ballroom entrance, Vanessa stepped into my path. You actually came. I received an invitation. From whom? Halcyon. She laughed loudly enough for nearby guests to hear. Halcyon invited a handyman. I advised them. You repair desks. Sometimes. Daniel approached with Victor. Did you come a bag, Ethan? No. To demand Vanessa back? No. Vanessa raised her voice. Then stopped stalking me. Several guests turned. Heat climbed my neck, but I remained still. I am here for business. What business could you possibly have here? Victor smiled. Security can answer that. 2 guards moved toward me. Vanessa folded her arms. Leave before you humiliate yourself further. You forged my signature. Her face flickered. Daniel said, now he is inventing crimes. I have proof. Victor's smile remained, but his eyes hardened. Remove him. One guard reached for my arm. Do not touch me, I said. The room laughed softly. Vanessa shook her head. You still think speaking calmly makes you important? The ballroom doors opened behind her. Adrian entered with Maya and Olivia. He saw the guard beside me and stopped. Victor called. Mr. Vale, we are handling an unwanted guest. Adrian did not answer. He looked at the watch on my wrist, then at my face. Recognition settled across his expression. The guard reached again. Adrian walked toward us without explanation. Vanessa hurried to him. I'm sorry you have to see this. Ethan cannot accept that I chose you. Adrian passed her without replying. Victor's smile faded. The guards have it controlled. No, Adrian said. The words silenced nearby guests. He glanced at Maya. She gave a small nod. Then he faced the guard holding my sleeve. Release him. The guard obeyed. Adrian straightened his jacket, stepped before the head table, and stood facing me. Chapter 6. Chairman Cole. Adrian stopped an arm's length from me and lowered his head. Chairman Cole, I did not know you were coming personally. A glass struck the floor behind him. Vanessa stared at me. Chairman of what? The ballroom had become so quiet that I heard ice settling inside abandoned drinks. She looked at Adrian. What did you call him? Chairman Cole. Chairman of what? Adrian turned toward her. Halcyon Holdings. Daniel gripped the back of a chair. That is impossible. This is some performance, Victor said. Maya opened a leather folder and placed my identification on the table. I faced the guards. Thank you. You can step away. That is Ethan Cole. Marcus Cole's son. Vanessa shook her head. No, Ethan repairs furniture. I do, I said. You live in a rented apartment. I own the building. You count money at grocery stores. I dislike waste. Her voice broke. You said you were ordinary. I said I wanted an ordinary life. Adrian addressed the guests. Halcyon owns 52% of Vale Dynamics. Every acquisition above $200 million requires Chairman Cole's approval. Vanessa looked at him. You work for Ethan? I lead my company. His company controls ours. She turned back to me. Why did you never tell me? That conversation belongs somewhere private. Victor clapped slowly. A touching reveal, but it changes nothing about Northbridge. It changes who controls the screen, Olivia said. She connected her tablet. I spoke to the room. The proposed acquisition relies on false revenue, hidden tax debt, and a pension shortage of $280 million. Victor pointed at Olivia. Stolen documents. Verified bank records, she replied. The screen displayed transfers from Northbridge accounts into Victor's private fund. Adrian's voice became cold. You told me the pension was fully funded. It will be after restructuring. Using whose money? Victor looked at me. Halcyon benefits from the purchase. No, I said. You benefit when both companies suffer. Maya displayed the hidden watermark and portal history. Vanessa stepped backward. What is that? Your upload, I said. I only sent the proposal. With my forged signature. Daniel moved between us. She did not understand. She understood my name was not hers to use. Vanessa pressed her fingers to her lips. Victor said you stole the file. Victor created it. She looked at him. You said Ethan was selling information. Victor shrugged. You believed what suited you. Adrian faced Vanessa. You told me Ethan stole from a former employer. I was trying to protect you. By lying to me, I thought the deal was real. You thought standing beside me made you powerful. I looked at the guests. Part of me wanted to repeat every insult Vanessa had spoken that morning. I could have told them she measured my worth by my suit, my apartment, and my grocery bills. My father's watch pressed against my wrist. Turn off the live stream, I ordered. Maya nodded. The cameras went dark. Victor laughed. Protecting her? Protecting this company from becoming entertainment. I faced Adrian. Has Vale Dynamics signed the purchase? No. Then it is canceled. He nodded. Agreed. Olivia, create a fund to cover Northbridge payroll and pensions while we arrange a lawful sale. Already prepared. I looked at Victor. You were suspended from Halcyon's board, effective now. Your access is frozen pending investigation. You cannot remove me without a vote. I can suspend any executive linked to active fraud. You planned this. You planned it. I documented it. Security approached Victor. Vanessa stepped toward me. Ethan, please. I need to speak to you. Not here. I did not know who you were. That is not the defense you think it is. I was scared. Dad said we would lose everything. You could have told me. You were fixing tables while my family drowned. I asked you every week whether something was wrong. I did not think you could help. You decided I was worthless before giving me the truth. She began crying. Were you testing me? The question cut because it carried truth. Yes, I said. And that was wrong. Hope entered her expression. But I did not make you forge my signature. The hope vanished. Daniel raised his voice. My daughter made one mistake. Sophie appeared near the entrance. No, Dad. We made many. Daniel turned in shock. Why are you here? I invited her, Liam said as he entered beside two investigators. Victor backed away. This is intimidation. It is evidence preservation, Liam replied. I watched the investigators approach. Victory felt nothing like I imagined. It was cold, heavy, and surrounded by people I had once trusted. Victor suddenly laughed. You think the false numbers began with Northbridge? He asked. I met his eyes. Explain. Ask your dead father. My body went still. Vanessa whispered my name, but I barely heard her. Victor leaned closer as security took his arms. Marcus discovered the same accounts 3 years ago, he said. He planned to expose us before his final trip. I grabbed the edge of the table. My father died in a mechanical accident. Victor smiled without warmth. That is what I paid them to call it. Chapter 7. The Truth Behind My Father's Death. The investigators moved Victor into a locked boardroom instead of taking him through the ballroom. I followed with Maya, Liam, Adrian, and Olivia. Vanessa entered before the door closed. You are not part of this meeting, Maya said. I can testify. Victor laughed from his chair. Now she discovers courage. I stood across from him. Tell me what happened to my father. Offer me protection. No. Then ask the police. Liam placed his phone on the table. This conversation is being recorded. Anything you offer voluntarily may support a cooperation agreement, but Ethan cannot promise immunity. Victor looked at me. Your loyal dog learned legal words. He is the only reason I have not put my hand around your throat. Victor leaned back. There he is. Marcus had the same anger. Do not say his name. Why? He said yours constantly during his final month. My nails pressed into my palms. Talk. Olivia displayed a vehicle report. Marcus Cole's aircraft had a control failure caused by a recalled hydraulic component. The recall notice vanished from Halcyon's system. Victor shrugged. Your father discovered Northbridge was using shell companies to hide debt. Those companies also supplied defective parts to Halcyon Aviation. You buried the recall, I said. I delayed it. My father died. I did not order his death. You knew his aircraft used that component. I knew there was a risk. The room seemed to tilt. Maya whispered, Ethan, sit down. I am fine. No, you are not. I remained standing because sitting felt like surrender. Victor continued. Marcus planned to expose the shell companies. I needed time to move funds and protect the board. So you chose money over lives. I chose survival. That is what cowards call greed. He smiled. Strike me. You have wanted us since the ballroom. I moved around the table. Liam stepped between us. Ethan. Victor opened his arms. Let him. The great chairman can purchase the witnesses afterward. My father's letter felt heavy inside my jacket. I stopped. Adrian said, give me 1 day, and I can destroy every company, account, and ally connected to him. Liam shook his head. Private pressure gives his lawyers a defense. We build a criminal case. A case may take years, Adrian replied. Then it takes years. Victor laughed. By then, the money will be gone. Olivia turned her tablet toward him. Your accounts were frozen 12 minutes ago. His smile finally disappeared. Vanessa stepped closer. Victor used my family's debt. Maya faced her. That does not erase your choices. I know. I looked at Vanessa. Say everything. She held my gaze despite the tears on her cheeks. Victor approached Dad 4 months ago. He offered to delay our loans if I helped him reach Adrian. Why you? He knew Adrian funded my charity project. He told me Adrian admired me. Did Adrian promise you a relationship? No. Adrian's jaw tightened. Vanessa continued. Victor said you were selling Halcyon documents. He told me stealing the proposal would expose you and protect Adrian. Did you believe him? At first. And later? She looked down. Later, I stopped asking whether it was true. Why? Because I liked the life he promised. I liked entering rooms where everyone noticed me. I wanted Adrian's name, his money, and the safety I thought they offered. Every word hurt more because she gave it without excuses. Did you love me? I asked. Yes. Then why was love not enough? Because I respected wealth more than I respected you. Silence followed. I pulled my father's letter from my jacket and read the final lines again. Protect people first. Punish only with truth. Never become the man you are fighting. Victor watched me. A dead man's advice will not save you. It is not meant to save me. I faced Liam. Give every record to the investigators. No private deal, no threats, no buried evidence. Adrian asked, You trust the courts? I trust truth more than rage. Liam nodded. Then we do this correctly. Vanessa wiped her face. I will testify. You may face charges. I know. Your name will be destroyed. I already destroyed it myself. Victor scoffed. She will change her mind when Daniel speaks. Vanessa turned toward him. My father was pressured. Victor's smile returned. Pressure did not make him erase the maintenance records. I felt another blow strike my chest. What records? The original recall notices, Victor said. Daniel destroyed them after Marcus died. Vanessa shook her head. No. Yes. Your father traded evidence for another loan extension. She backed into the wall. I looked at Liam. Bring Daniel here. He left the gala before the investigators arrived. Sophie opened the boardroom door behind us. Her face was wet with tears, and Daniel's phone was in her hand. He did not leave, she said. He is downstairs trying to burn the last copy. I seized the phone. The screen showed Daniel burning records. Lock the exits, I told Maya. Victor smiled. Justice moves slowly, Chairman. I ran. Perhaps, I said, but tonight it knows where to look. The fire alarm began screaming. Chapter 8. Forgiveness Without Reunion. I reached the records room as sprinklers began pouring water from the ceiling. Daniel stood beside a smoking bin, coughing while 2 guards held his arms. Half-burned pages covered the floor. Let me go, he shouted. Those records belong to my company. They belong to an investigation, I said. His face twisted when he saw me. You caused this. I did not bring the matches. You hid who you were. You trapped Vanessa. She forged my signature before learning my identity. She was protecting her family. Sophie entered behind me. Stop saying that. Daniel stared at her. You do not understand. I understand you made Vanessa carry your fear. I understand you told us every crime was for us. I saved hundreds of jobs. You saved your chair. Liam collected the wet papers with gloved hands. The digital copies are already secured. Daniel lowered his head. Then it is finished. No, I said. Now it begins. In the boardroom, Daniel confessed that Victor had offered loan extensions in exchange for destroying the recall notices. He insisted he never knew my father's aircraft contained the defective part. I thought the recall would be issued later, he said. My father had no later. I know. You knew after he died, yet you remained silent. If I spoke, Reed Manufacturing would collapse. Sophie gripped the table. And now it collapses anyway. She turned to me. Please do not close it. Daniel snapped. Do not beg him. I'm not begging for you. 400 people work there. They did not burn evidence. Her words forced me to separate the man before me from the people behind his company. I faced Olivia. Can Halcyon keep the factory operating? Yes, if Daniel surrenders control. Daniel looked up. You want my company. I want your employees to keep their paychecks. What happens to me? That is for the authorities. He laughed bitterly. You take everything and call it mercy. No, I take nothing personally. An independent trust will hold the company until it can be sold. Sophie whispered, thank you. Victor was arrested on fraud, obstruction, and conspiracy charges. Daniel surrendered ownership and accepted responsibility for destroying evidence. Vanessa testified about the forged signature and entered a plea agreement. After the final hearing, I found her alone on the courthouse steps. Ethan, she said. I nearly walked past her. Please. 5 minutes. I stopped beneath the stone arch. She opened her hand. My engagement ring rested on her palm. I kept it because I thought returning it would make everything final. It was final when you left. I know that now. She placed it in my hand. Was any part of us real? I looked at the ring, remembering breakfasts, late walks, and nights when she fell asleep against my shoulder. My love was real. Mine was too. Real love can still become selfish. Tears gathered in her eyes. I would have stayed if I had known. I closed my fingers around the ring. That is why I cannot stay now. She flinched as though I had struck her. I did not mean it that way. You did. You would have stayed for Chairman Cole, not Ethan. I was scared. I know. My father said you could never protect me. And you believed him without asking me. You were hiding everything. Yes. I forced myself to meet her eyes. I tested you. I wanted proof that you loved me without wealth. That was unfair and dishonest. Then we both failed. We did. Can we start again without secrets? Then I remembered her calling me useless, Adrian questioning her lies, and my signature beneath a stolen file. I forgive you, I said. Hope rose across her face. But forgiveness is not reunion. Her lips trembled. Is there someone else? No. Then why can you not try? Because I would question every kind word. You would question every quiet choice. Love cannot live forever inside an investigation. She covered her mouth and cried silently. I opened her fingers and placed the ring back in her palm. It does not belong to me, she said. It no longer belongs to either of us. Keep it, sell it, or throw it away. Just do not use it as a chain. She closed her hand. What happens to me now? She asked. You accept the consequences. Then you build something honest. Will you ever stop hating me? I searched myself and found grief, disappointment, and a strange peace. I already have. She nodded, tears falling freely. As I walked down the courthouse steps, she called my name once more. I did not turn around, not because I wanted to punish her, but because I finally understood that closure sometimes requires continuing forward at last. Chapter 9. The Man Behind the Title. 6 months later, I entered Halcyon Tower through the front doors. Employees greeted me without rising from their desks because I had asked them to stop treating my presence like an alarm. Maya joined me near the elevators. You are late, she said. By 2 minutes. A chairman who respects time should buy a faster car. A chief operating officer should stop insulting her employer. She smiled. Promote me again, and I might. You have held the position for 3 weeks and improved the company during all of them. The elevator opened. Liam stood inside holding 2 folders. Victor's trial date is confirmed, he said. And Daniel? Sentencing next month. His cooperation may reduce the term. Good. Liam studied me. You mean that? I want accountability, not suffering. Your father would be proud. The words still hurt, but they no longer broke me. At the foundation office, Sophie was leading a meeting with former Northbridge and Reed Manufacturing employees. Clara arranged food along the back wall. You forgot plates, I told her. I raised you, managed your home, and now run family support for 600 workers. You can find plates. Sophie laughed. She has become powerful. She always was. Adrian arrived, carrying a stack of partnership contracts. Chairman Cole, he said formally, do not start. He lowered his voice. I enjoy watching you react. You work for me. I lead my company. Yours controls ours. Maya laughed because he had repeated his explanation from the gala. Our partnership had grown from suspicion into respect. Adrian had never promised Vanessa romance. Victor had arranged photographs and private dinners to make her believe a proposal was coming. Adrian apologized for not seeing the manipulation sooner, though the betrayal had never been his. Clara handed me an envelope. This arrived yesterday. I recognized Vanessa's handwriting. Did you read it? I asked. I have standards. You once opened my school reports. You were 12 and dishonest. I carried the letter to my father's grave that evening. His silver watch rested against my wrist. The engagement ring lay in my pocket. Vanessa had mailed it with the letter. Ethan, I am not writing to ask you to forgive me or return. I work at a community legal center now, helping families understand debts before fear controls them. I finally see how often I confuse safety with wealth and attention with respect. You were wrong to hide your life, but I was cruel long before I knew the truth. I'm sorry for every lie, every insult, and every choice that placed others in danger. I hope you build a life where you never need to test love again. Vanessa, I folded the letter. She finally told the truth. I said to my father's stone. So did I. I placed the ring beside the grave. I thought hiding made me safe. It only made me lonely. Wind moved through the trees. I touched the watch but kept it on my wrist. The ring belonged to a life built on secrets. The watch reminded me that time demanded movement. The next morning, I stood before hundreds of employees at Halcyon's town hall. I spoke about the rescue fund, new safety rules, and protections for workers who reported fraud. During questions, a nervous young analyst approached the microphone. Chairman Cole, how do you know when someone deserves a second chance? The room became quiet. I think everyone deserves a chance to change, I said. But change does not erase consequences, and forgiveness does not always restore access. He nodded. Thank you, Chairman. Call me Ethan. A few people smiled. Afterward, Maya met me backstage. You realize they will keep calling you Chairman. They can. I thought titles bothered you. They bothered me when I used them to hide. And now, Now I know the difference between my position and my worth. I walked toward the open doors where my team waited. The day Adrian called me chairman, Vanessa finally saw my power. The day I walked away from her, I finally saw my worth. The world called me chairman, but for the first time in years, I no longer needed a title to know who I was.